Bye for now. And if you need anything, I'm right here, okay? Now, I'll make sure this gets to him, and I know he'll be thrilled. Really, you've done a good thing here today. Look at me babbling on. You're probably here for a reason. Well, if you need anything, you know where to find me. Have to keep an eye on these doctors, or they'll work themselves to death. Oh, sometimes, sure. Somebody walks in or is dragged in with something we haven't seen before. It can be, yes. But we've all learned to live with it. If we didn't do this, who knows how many lives would be lost. Oh, sure. Everything you need should be on your terminal. I just updated things a little while ago. But I do appreciate being able to see him every day. Even if it's just to pop over to his office and say hello or share a meal. It's nice. Of course, dear. I remember my first few years. If Ben hadn't been assigned here, I might have gone crazy. Abby, how are you? Everything okay? It's harder on the newer folks, that's for sure. You take that Dr. Salvato. Nice man, but he's a little on the skittish side. The first couple of years are the hardest, for sure. Getting used to it is an accomplishment in and of itself. Oh, aren't you a dear? No, he'll do just fine. He just needs some time. You catch my Ben nodding off. Give him a good smack for me. The man means well, but he's just so tired these days. You best believe it's all hands on deck. Have to find out if it's lethal or contagious, or both. Thank you so much for getting that food from Don's Roost. Dr. Salvato will love it. Of course, Doctor. I made sure those files were available to you on the network. Checked with Ari myself to make sure it was all set up correctly. But, well, we're not really set up for having folks just milling about in here. It is a medical facility, after all. He wasn't asleep at his post, was he? He has a nasty habit of nodding off occasionally. I keep telling him he needs to get better rest. It's all right. I appreciate everything you do here. You just thinking, or should I call one of the doctors over? I try to help however I can, Doctor. You let me know if you need anything else. That's all right, dear. You just take your time. It'd be enough to know that the Rangers are keeping an eye on us, but to have it be my own husband, so comforting. Well, we're really not that kind of a hospital, and don't usually deal with walk-ins. If you really need to speak to someone, Dr. Salvato can probably help you. I overheard something about a meal he hadn't had in a long time. Thought maybe if I could deliver one to him, it'd be a nice gesture. You think you could help with that? You're doing good work, Ocean. Just keep it up. You okay? Well, then you won't have Dr. Darvish breathing down your neck at least. So the whole liver pate thing didn't work out, but thank you for helping anyway. I'm sure Dr. Salvato will find his stride soon. Right. I wanted to get him a nice meal, something he really likes, and was wondering if you would help out. Well, not everyone is cut out for it, that's for sure. Only been here a year or so, which isn't much compared to some of us. Holding up all right, dear? I could have sworn Dr. Salvato said he loved that liver pate. Guess I misremembered. Anyways, thanks for getting it for me. Oh, you're the new deputy. Ben said you'd come on board. You need anything, just say the word. One of the docs will get you right as rain in no time. The more I can look after, the more the doctors can focus on patient diagnosis and treatment. Every role here is important. Are you the courier? You're not really supposed to be back here. You can just drop the delivery off by the docking port and someone will take care of it. If you could just do your best to steer clear of the doctors while they work and not interrupt things, I'd really appreciate it. You know that Don's Roost restaurant in New Atlantis? The fancy one? Dr. Salvato was talking about the synth liver pate. Said he'd never forget it. You bring me a plate and I'll make sure we brighten up his day. I used to. I think we all did to some degree when we started working here. Just checking in, dear. You doing all right? Don't misunderstand. He's got the training and the know-how. Just needs to relax and trust his instincts. Well, I can certainly understand how that is. If you find you have some free time, let me know, will you? Just take a moment, collect yourself, and get back to it. You're doing fine. Nurse supervisor, dear. I'm the one who takes care of all the doctors, as well as the patients. Well, sure. We can't afford to run low on supplies. Never know what kind of medical emergency might pop up at any moment. Take care. Aren't you just the sweetest? Ben's my husband, you see. Married 30 years now. Have you spoken to him? I did an audit of all the files recently. Shuffled some things around that had been misplaced, so it should be on the network right where you need it. Well, I wouldn't really say we work together. It just happens to be in the same place. He has his job keeping the peace. I have mine keeping this place running. A couple of years on duty here, and anyone would be qualified to run any other hospital in the settled systems. Truth be told, I think it might drive one or both of us a little crazy if we actually work together. Stay healthy, actually. Now that we're talking about this, I wanted to do something nice for him. Give him a little pick-me-up. Don't I know it? I just hope Dr. Salvato knows how much we appreciate his hard work. He's a good doctor, but just needs a little more confidence, you know? Just doing my job, doctor. Happy to help. Oh, goodness. I can't thank you enough for this. Don't you worry. I'm looking out for you. 1 year behind you, a whole career to go. You're doing just great. But really, how does worrying help when you've got people to treat? It just gets in the way. Thankfully, some of us are.